Lots of it. Keep it coming. Oh, boy. I smell a bad day coming. Or maybe I just smell. Oh, yeah.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
It's damn good coffee, and it needs to be, because it's going to be a shitty day. Good morning, people of Earth. Planet Earth, that is. Or Earth, Texas, if so be. So be it. Today is Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. And I have no guest today. My guest today had to reschedule because he has a job interview. Too many comedians taking real jobs. Maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. We have yet to reschedule him. I said maybe you ought to find out if you're gonna get this real job before you reschedule, right? Because pretty soon you'll end up working a day job and you can't do the show anyway. And maybe that's a good thing for comedy. Guys who are applying for real jobs, getting out of, they say don't quit your day job, go get a day job. We'll see how that works out. Anyway, and tomorrow, same deal. And yesterday, my guest did not show because he has COVID. And Friday, I have no guest. It's one of those weeks. I have one guest this week on the morning show, and that's Thursday. And that is Katie Felton. That's who we have on Thursday. Other than that, Peter Moran was supposed to be on Friday. He's not on Friday. So I don't know. Maybe I should have called it a day today and just said no show today and took care of the business stuff. But I said, nah, I can't do that. That's unprofessional. Is it? If people can do it to me, maybe I could do it to you. Just not show up. You won't miss me if I'm not here, will you? Whole lot going on. For me, you know what? Me personally, I'm kind of depressed. I have to say, not clinically depressed, situationally depressed. I got to check the weather for this weekend because as of last night, it looked like both of my gigs this weekend are going to get rained out. What a fucking bummer! Because last week I had indoor gigs and it was beautiful weather. This week I have 2 outdoor gigs and it's supposed to rain Friday night and Saturday night. And the 2 of the best gigs that I might have all summer. I can't find my weather app. I hate when this phone does this. It hides apps on me. Oh, here it is. Maybe it's just I'm blind. That could be. Friday, 61% chance of rain. Saturday, 63% chance of rain. So it's looking like 2 very good gigs will get rained out. When last week I played a gig indoors when it was 86 degrees and not a cloud in the sky out. Not a good way to start a summer. Memorial Day weekend coming. Got Memorial Day weekend plans. Anyway, let me open up phone lines just in case because I'm here alone. Keep me company. Call me up. Tell me what's on your mind. Tell you, I have not been following any of the Johnny Depp stuff. Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. It's been in my face on Twitter and social media, but I've been doing my best to avoid it. Now, yesterday, they had a expert witness on. Expert witness who doesn't seem to be an expert in much. Supposedly a psychiatrist. Looked disheveled. Looked confused. And I saw the only reason I know this is because people sharing videos on social media. And he kind of reminded me of James Inman in a lot of ways in his mannerisms and his approach to answering questions that he did not want to answer. Very weird guy. And I'm just thinking, Amber Heard, if this is the best she can do, or her attorneys can do is say, this is our expert witness. It says a lot about how incompetent and how foolish and how poor her case is. Um, I don't want to. It's not my place to give a fuck about any of this stuff. But the guy, it's amazing to see this guy. I got a video here I'm going to share. I don't even know the guy's name. What's his name? Spiegel, Dr. Spiegel. Um, we'll, Let me see if I can just share a little bit of this and get a flavor of how nuts this guy appears, how incompetent and silly and stupid he appears. And those are words I will use. I will call him an idiot. And I'll own up to it. He's an idiot. And the reason I'm laughing about that, because this clip is exactly about that. It's about him calling Johnny Depp an idiot. See? Oh, I got
During your deposition, what were the circumstances under which you decided to call Mr. Depp an idiot?
Under somebody call Mr. Depp an idiot?
Yeah, you called Mr. Depp an idiot in your deposition. Why
Oh, I
did
think.
you?
Okay. So I think it was in the context. I think it was. Probably should read the context of it, because I think the context was, and I'm trying to think back. Okay. And what I thought it was related to was, if you're coming to some deposition, okay. And again, I'm thinking back. So you have it in front of you. I don't. So I'm thinking back where he's coming in from Europe for a deposition, video deposition that he gave, and he took an overnight the night before. And what I think I said was that if you're going to do a major thing to a trial that you're involved with, I think you'd be an idiot to come in the night before.
All right.
So I didn't call Mr. Depp an idiot. I certainly called that planning an idiot. I didn't call him an idiot.
So the words "so I mean he's an idiot" are mistranscribed?
No, I'm sure. Again, if I said it in that, if you're just reading one line, one snippet, I'm sure it was in the context I just said. But again, you have it in front of you. I don't.
Yeah. Is idiot a professional opinion?
I wasn't running professional.
Yeah. Is it a
my
psychiatric opinion?
professional opinion.
And that follows the Goldwater rule.
How does it follow the?
Oh, you just said that I'm not rendering a professional.
Whoa.
Rufino, we're not letting you go until you tell us the secret.
I don't know what that is. That's some kind of advertisement. Let's take that out of there for a second.
Practice to describe people as idiots?
My practice describing in my practice. No, I don't describe my clinical cases as idiots, or patients as idiots, or victims as idiots. No, sir.
But you sat for a deposition in this case and described the plaintiff as an idiot, correct?
You gave me 9 hours of deposition, and if I said the word idiot, it was an idiot in planning. It wasn't making
An
him
idiot in
an
planning.
I don't know Mr. Depp's IQ. I don't know his overall functioning. So therefore, if I said it, it was an idiot in planning, which is what I meant to come across as.
All right. So you did say you don't know his overall functioning, but you made some testimony today as to some evaluations you made relative to his functioning. You would agree with me that it's probably a good idea to think about the questions that are asked you in a court proceeding before answering them.
Am I allowed to answer that question?
Yes.
Okay. So what I said by functioning, I believe that his agent reported how late he was showing up to every movie while the cast is waiting for him. I believe that would be an impairment. If I showed up late for that, I would not be here right now, would not have a job. Okay. I believe the thing was in terms of
And your
walking
client
out of
would be much
treatment
better
for
off.
substance rehab that his doctor is prescribing for him. So if you're asking me if that's an impairment of functioning, I would say I'm very much substantiated in that.
I'm trying to understand how you got to this notion of cognitive decline. And I thought it was based at least in part on the manner in which he testified.
I'm sorry, what?
On the manner in which he testified.
On the manner, I'm sorry, I'm not being difficult. I can't hear. I'm sorry. On what?
I was asking you about the cognitive decline
Yes.
testimony that you made.
Yes.
And it was my understanding that at least a portion of that testimony that you rendered was that you derived some evidence of cognitive decline from the way Mr. Depp testified.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what I said. Yes.
Right. And so all I'm asking you is, don't you think it's a good idea when you're in the middle of a court proceeding to answer questions carefully?
Again, professionally, we diagnose patients with a neurocog disorder by gross evaluation all the time with cognitive, on the thought that, again, age normal controls. I'm just saying, age normative controls does not put a 58-year-old gentleman at that processing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I said.
And you derived this without ever once talking to the man.
Wow.
Me directly talking to him, because we know how I derived it. So you're talking about me directly talking to him?
Yeah, you never talked.
No, I've never talked to him.
Right. And this.
All right, I
Sam
think that's
you
enough of
gave-
this. I just wanted to see this guy making some of his
Well, you
goofy
did talk about
faces that he wanted.
Dr. Blaustein, right?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that the entirety of Dr. Blaustein's medical records are 12 pages of handwritten notes.
The important part was what I said. For me, as an example of cognition, which I'm trying to prove,
Maybe
which
just
is
a
what
little
you asked
longer
me,
here.
the important part was what I said. And that was irrefutable.
The important part is that he gave the mini mental status exam.
Yes, sir.
All right.
That's
Let's
a
talk
cognitive-
about the mini mental status exam.
His
Scored on a
lawyer is
30-point
laughing.
scale, right?
Yes.
Johnny Depp's lawyers are laughing at this guy.
And it's an exam that basically is most often used for what, Alzheimer's, dementia, those kind of testing.
It's an exam that tests cognition in all psychiatric illnesses, not just Alzheimer's. It was made for dementia, for Alzheimer's, but is the standard.
If you close your
has been
eyes
the
and
standard
listen,
for testing cognition.
well, you don't have to
all
close your eyes because he's not on
psychiatric
camera
illnesses,
right
substance
now.
use disorders
I'm going to
included.
take this guy out right now. He can leave. Dr. Spiegel may go. Bring over here. Come on. I think my mental cognition is slipping a little bit. Maybe I'll fail that test. Anyway, that was a little bit of expert witness who just did not seem like a very good witness. Seemed disheveled. He looked a little bit like Dr. Brown, Marty, and sounded a little bit like James Inman, to be quite frank. And that's not a real good expert witness for you to have on stand. Anybody who sounds a little like James Inman. If I'm a lawyer, I'm not bringing him on to testify on my client's behalf. Anyway, to have that guy on, and I'm under the impression, all I get is little snippets from YouTube and stuff and Twitter. Under the impression that guy testified almost all day yesterday. Kevin saying, good morning, folks. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Kevin. Kevin saying the last day in freedom for a while. He's going to prison, I guess, for 20 years or so. Sorry to hear that, but he's going back to school. Going back to teach a class, or maybe lots of classes. So, good luck with that. I might have to go back and get a real job myself. Give up this whole crazy experiment in podcasting. If you're just joining me, my guest today is canceled. My guest tomorrow is canceled. My guest Friday is canceled. My guest yesterday had COVID and didn't show up. That's the kind of week this is. Plus, my gigs for Friday and Saturday are looking like they're getting rained out. And that's not the way you want to start the summer. Of course, here in America, if you don't know, this is Memorial Day weekend coming up, and Memorial Day weekend is the unofficial start of summer here. Of course, summer starts June 20th, 21st, something like that. But we measure the summer between between Memorial Day and Labor Day. That's how we count it here because we're stupid that way. That's why. Uh, I'm just looking at what Carl was writing. I don't know. I don't get this. Carl had wrote, "If you want a serious part of your Edinburgh show, sorry, you could always peel the skin off your face for 20 minutes." I don't know who he's talking to with that. Um, Kill Tony last night premiered an episode with Doug Stanhope on it, and Stanhope apparently, I just saw a little clip of this again, not watching the whole show. Stanhope was, I don't know, unexpected. I think he was expected. It just played like he was unexpected participant in the Kill Tony guy coming up to do 1 minute, and he followed a comedian who was not very good and did nothing for his minute, but asked the crowd to applaud without saying a word. Uh, that kind of Carl's comment there kind of reminded me of that. I mean, in certain situations, you can get away with a whole different approach to doing your set, and uh, nobody knows the difference. Um, it is what it is. Anyway, comedy clubs. And here in New York, I've been seeing a lot of cool shows that are coming to the area. And I'm not traveling. This is the thing. I went to, and I don't hate to get all fucking political, but everything is political. Went to get gas yesterday, $147 to fill up. $147 to fill up. It was almost $7 a gallon. 6.59. Uh, it's insane, and um, the it doesn't seem like the government and the people who listen, government doesn't need to get involved in everything, but in certain aspects of our life, when things are going bat haywire, and we know the cause. And I'm going to play the cause for you in just 1 second. Government does need to step in and do what it can do, and it doesn't seem like at least this administration, Sleepy Joe Biden's administration, knows, cares, or wants to do anything about it. Why wouldn't you want to do anything about it? Because he's in the pockets of deep oil in some way. Now, I'm not saying he is, but those are the only three reasons that, because he can't be thinking that he can ride this out and his party is going to do well in November, or he will do well in 2024. Am I blaming the Democrats for this? Absolutely not. I'm not blaming the Democrats for the situation, but I'm definitely blaming Joe Biden for the appearance that he doesn't give a fuck about it. Know what misery people are going through right now, and it's going to affect not just you and me, but businesses. Trucking businesses are going to be uh, paying through the nose because they're running on diesel. Diesel is even more than gas right now. And so when that happens, people are paying more to ship their goods to the market. The prices got to go up. There is one politician right now who's speaking truth to all this stuff, and that is Katie Porter. She's the only one. Now, Democrats voted with her for her bill. Good thing. Republicans, every single Republican in the House who attended the vote, some of them just abstained, but every single Republican in the House who attended the vote voted against it. Why? Well, they're playing politics with your life, with your and I know if you're not in America, this probably doesn't pertain to you in any way, except I'm sure, you know, gas prices in Germany are twice what they are in the United States right now. I'm sure you're feeling the pain of gas prices. Uh, is your government going to do anything to help with that? Ours doesn't seem to give a fuck. Doesn't seem to. Uh, doesn't even seem to be aware of it. They don't even talk about it much. I'm going to play this clip from Katie Porter. Now I know this is not funny, and it's not even really light, which is not what we're really here to do. But without a guest, without somebody funny to talk to, and with all the crap this is causing in my life. Again, I'm not going out. I'm not going to any entertainment. I'm definitely not going to comedy clubs in Levittown, which is uh, 55 miles away from here, or Bohemia, which is 40 miles away from here, or any of these places. I'm not traveling to comedy clubs or music clubs for that matter. Uh, based because it's just ridiculous. The gas prices are ridiculous. I'm going to stay home. I'll find some way to entertain myself at home. So I'm going to play this clip.
Families across the country are struggling to keep up with rising gas prices. In Orange County, California, the price of gas is nearly $6 a gallon, and the price has gone up $2 a gallon in just 1 year. As a single working mom, I see the difference every time I fill up the tank for my minivan. I know that higher gas prices are painful for everyone in our country and especially burdensome for families with limited transportation options and tight budgets. These higher gas prices are also pushing up the costs for small businesses and grocery stores, contributing to the higher prices that families are paying for everything from food to furniture. Orange County families need Congress to hold oil companies accountable when they use their market power to unfairly raise prices. These corporations are making record profits, the highest that they have been in over 7 years, even as Americans are struggling. They plan to use these profits to buy back over $35 billion in stock, rather than investing in production to increase supply, transitioning to green energy, or bringing down the price at the pump. The oil and gas industry currently has more than 9,000 permits to drill for oil on federal land, but they are deliberately keeping production low to please their investors and increase their short-term profits. Even when the price of crude oil falls, oil and gas companies have refused to pass those savings on to consumers. Let me be clear.
All right, let me stop
Price
this for a
gouging
second.
is
Just 1 second.
anti-capitalist.
Um, come over here and just see if I remove this for 1 second here. Um, so oil companies are price gouging this stuff. They're making record profits and not passing this stuff on to consumers. Now, the price of a barrel of oil has been falling. The price of a barrel of oil as of, I think it was yesterday morning, was $103 a gallon. In normal times, that would equate to just under $3 a gallon for regular gas. We're seeing almost double that in some places. And, I think the national average is uh, it's just around $5 a gallon, just under $5 a gallon, but close enough. Um, and she said the prices are the highest they've been in 7 years. The prices are the highest they've been ever in the history of fossil fuel energy. Ever. They've never been this high. I don't know where she got that 7 years number, but Katie Porter's the only one speaking truth to power there. You don't hear Joe Biden saying that. We need to hear Joe Biden saying that. It seems like he's taking a nap. Where the fuck is he? You want Donald Trump back in charge of America? Because it sure seems like Democrats are okay with that. Because if this goes on much longer, doesn't matter how I vote or you vote uh, on this thing, Donald Trump is coming back. If that's what you want. So basically, we got to put some pressure on the United States government to do something Joe Biden needs to come out and threaten to use executive action to stop the price gouging at the pump from these companies. They're making four times what they usually make in profit. There's no need for that. There's no need for that. They have, again, like she was saying, plenty of opportunities to increase supply. They are purposely avoiding that and making people suffer. And this and the Republicans are okay with this, completely okay with this, and the Democrats are ignoring it, or most Democrats are ignoring it. Katie Porter's not ignoring it. She's a Democrat. We need Katie Porter should be fucking president of the United States, man. Instead of fucking old man, fucking probably getting his diaper changed right now. I am really, really fed up with the inaction because it's not like this has happened overnight. And I've been calling on this for a long time and defending because the Republicans want to say this is the fact that we find ourselves in this situation with high gas prices and inflation was Biden's fault. It's not Biden's fault, but it certainly is his responsibility. If you're president of the United States, you have a responsibility to address the situations that are hurting the people of the United States of America. And he's doing nothing to address that. He's talking about Taiwan, talking about Ukraine, and we're sending $40 billion to Ukraine. Fuck that. Send a check to everybody for gas money. Take that $40 billion, carve it up into gas money, and send it out to Americans. Fuck that. I mean, I believe me, I'm not supportive of Russia invading Ukraine. We have to do something. This is a fucking very serious problem we have on our hands, and the fucking Democrats are ignoring it. And I say the Democrats are ignoring it. The Republicans are feeding it and laughing and saying, this looks good. Can we keep this going for another 2.5 years so that we can ensure to take back the presidency? If it doesn't make you mad, I don't know what it would take to make you mad. And they need to hear it. And the gas companies need to hear it. Do what I do. I mean, decide you're not going anywhere. I say that as somebody whose career and my livelihood depends on people coming out to see me. Don't. If I'm not in walking distance from you, don't come to see me. If I'm not in bicycling distance from where you're. And you know what? We're seeing a lot of these. I don't know about you, but I'm seeing a lot of ads for bicycles and electric powered bicycles and all that stuff. And I'm thinking, how much equipment can I fit on an electric powered bicycle? Can I get an amp? I get the amp on wheels. I'll be holding the guitar, taking the electric bicycle down the LIE, Long Island Expressway. That probably won't work for me. But I'm telling you, I am limiting all possible travel by vehicle until gas companies do something. They need to bring these prices way the fuck down. And again, excuse me, at $103 a barrel, we should be paying just under $3 a gallon for regular gas instead of what we're paying, which is just fucking ridiculous. I'm mad. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. And again, yeah. Kevin, I thought about Kevin when a lot anytime I go to the pump, and I thought about it because I've been considering getting an RV myself, thinking about Altercation Comedy Fest is coming up and how am I going to get there? Kevin's an RVer. Wait till I pull my RV 3,500 miles in a month. Want to talk pricey? No, you might as well buy yourself a fucking jet, my friend. It's not funny. It's not funny. I laugh because there's nothing else we can do but laugh. But no, I can't imagine what that's going to cost. 3,500 miles in an RV. I don't even know. Do you take regular gas, 9 to 10 miles a gallon for 3,500 miles? Yeah. He says LOL, but it's really COL, crying out loud. regular gas, or is it diesel? Because diesel is through the roof. Diesel is nuts, and that's the other part of this. Home heating. People who use oil for home heating now. In summer months, we're not paying as much for home heating, but we're not using as much in the summer months. But we still use it to hot water heaters and that stuff. You probably go through 200 gallons between May and September. It's 150 for an average family of four type home, called a little uh, ranch house or something like that. Probably somewhere between 150 and 200 gallons. Now that $1,400 right now because the price of diesel is just under $7 a gallon. Just under $7 a gallon. So if 200 gallons would be $1,400. That's what it's going to cost you. Where in a normal year might cost you $400 or a little over between $400 and $500. Big difference for a lot of families. Kevin saying he bought 6.6 liters of gas V8, 464 pounds of torque. Well, we don't need all that information, but the 10 miles an hour or under 10 miles per gallon is the number that really counts when you're towing 8,000 pounds. It burns some gas. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But now, I hate to ruin your vacation, man. Got my head is peeling. Scratch. Maybe it's monkeypox. Uh, the price of food for your vacation is going to skyrocket because again, this these prices affect everything across the board. Everything has a delivery price to it. Everything to get to market, it depends on trucks mostly, trains, trucks, planes, trains, and automobiles. And all of those use some form of uh, gasoline, petroleum-based fuel, driving the price for almost everything we buy up. So people are going to be taking vacations this summer and saying, wow, I can't pay my mortgage now because my vacation costs so fucking much. And it's going to start to affect everybody across the board. People are going to be going out to dinner less, out to restaurants. Hey, listen, I'm going to take my wife out to dinner to a restaurant. Got to drive there. Wait a minute. Got to put gas in the car. Get there. Now the prices are going to be higher. Tips are going to suffer for waiters and waitresses and people in the service industry. Tipping is going to be down because everybody's going to start to feel this big time. And again, my frustration with this administration that is seeming to ignore it or sleep through it or changing a fucking old dude's diaper is taking precedent of it. Whatever it is, somebody's got to step up. And the only way, share that video. It's on if you're on my Twitter, share that video of Katie Porter talking about it. Share it and scream. Scream. Open up your window. I want you to go to your windows, open up your windows, stick your head out and say, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Or you could just call your congressman or senator or whoever and say, get that fucking old man. What's Christy Gilbert, my junior senator. I'm gonna call her if I can right now. Bitch about her, right? Bitch about this thing. Chrissy. United States Senator. Um, what's her office number? Now they're not gonna pick up. I know they're not gonna talk to me, but I definitely gonna call anyway just to voice my displeasure with the party, with the leader that she serves, all kind of stuff. Chris, how can I help you? Where's your fucking phone number? Contact. Your name. Well, I can email you. Isn't that nice? I don't want to fucking email you. Give me a phone number. I want to talk to somebody. Now that's fucked up. Well, maybe if I go to ussenate.gov, I can get numbers there. Office locations. No, every senator should have their number listed somewhere. I should know this though. U.S. Senate. U.S. Senate. Senators contact to the state. New York is this nice, ugly state here. Kristen Gillibrand. Now, here it is. Here's her frigging number. Let's see if we can do this. Ba 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 ba. Her number is 1-202-224-4451. Busy. Probably somebody else calling to say, hey, what's with the prices? One ringy dingy. Two ringy dingies. Well, that's not loud enough. Why is that not loud enough? Seriously? Got to do it. Really? Wait, what was that? I don't know if I'm leaving a message, but I'm calling for Senator Gillibrand. I want to tell her how pissed off I am about gas prices, and that the leader of her party, President Sleepy Joe Biden, is not doing anything, not taking any action against big oil. He's sleeping through it. What's going on there? You people are supposed to represent Americans. You're doing nothing. There's one congresswoman, Katie Porter, who's doing anything about this, and the rest of you people are sleeping through it. I hope this is recording. Anyway, my number here is 631-496-6464. You want to call me back and tell me what the fuck you're doing about this? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I curse at a senator? I apologize for that. Do something. Call me back. 631-496-6464. Let me know what you're doing. Are you doing anything? I'm a New York resident, and I pay you a salary. You work for me. This is a crisis situation. You want to talk about baby formula? You want to talk about anything you want to talk about? This is a crisis, and you fucking idiots are doing nothing. You're sleeping through it. We're getting ripped off by big oil, and you don't even fucking care. Call me back. 631-496-6464. I expect some answers, or you're fired. Now get off my phone. Fucking idiots. Answering machine is what you get. Answering machine. Let's see. Is there somebody else I can go? How about Chuck Schumer? Probably get the same thing. Get a fucking answering machine with him. Chuck. All right, Chuck. You're next. I thought I'd start with the junior senator, but maybe she'd have her phone line open to the public. What the fuck does a junior senator? Why is she so busy she can't come to the phone? Allergy season. One ringy dingy. Two ringy dingies. I'm gonna get the same shit. Why? My name is Matt Napo. I'm a New York State resident. My number is 614966464. And I'd like to know what the hell you people are doing about addressing the gas crisis, the gas price crisis in America. Um, you want to hand the government back to Donald Trump? Is that what you friggin' idiots want to do? Because that's certainly what ignoring this situation and letting big oil get away with ripping people off is going to accomplish. If that's what you want to lose your job, because we will vote your sorry asses out in a heartbeat if you don't do something to let us know that you are actively working on this problem, whether it's stopping passing the laws to stop price gouging, getting to the bottom of what the situation is, threaten these damn big oil companies. Do something and let the American people know what you're doing rather than avoiding it and playing games. We're tired of this nonsense. It's been going on a long time now. And you can make all the excuses you want. You can say we didn't cause it. Maybe you're not the cause of it, but you're responsible for doing something to address it. You're going to be out of a job come November. All of you people. Call me back. Let's have a chat about it. 631-496-6464. If you don't call me back, I guess the only thing I can do is share this. Oh, 10 seconds of recording time left. And then what was that, beep? You're going to cut me off? You give me a friggin' answer machine and then you don't let me ramble? Now that sucks. I think I'll press 2. It's urgent. All right. Bye. You don't even get to rant on somebody's answer machine for as long as you want to. It's just not right. It's just not right, I tell you. These fucking people, entitled sons of bitches. I'm not in a good mood. I told you, I started the program by saying I was depressed. Not clinically depressed, but situationally depressed. You see, I have not shaved. You hear this? I have not shaved. That's how I'm depressed when I'm not shaving my face or my head. I'll get to it. I'll come around. I'll snap out of it. But again, it's starting to hit home. All this nonsense and inactivity. You know what? You can play party politics all you want. You cannot ignore a situation like this. I'm done with that situation. Let's move on. See what else is going on. John Mulvaney coming under fire for Mulaney. What the hell is his name? Mulaney. I never pronounce it right. Under fire for the whole Dave Chappelle thing. It's just so fucking ridiculous, man. People were taking credit for his career because this is so fucking bizarre. People just want to feel important uh so badly that they're telling a comedian that he owes them his success is owed to the people who retweeted or tweeted about him. Uh just fucking it's bizarre, man. It really is bizarre how people just will bend over backwards to try to feel important. Like they have some meaning and they are part of. You don't know these celebrities. You never knew them. They're not part of your life. Um, Hold on a second. John Mulaney, 450 tweets in the last hour. John Mulaney. I'm just trying to get to exactly what people are claiming here now. Um, I can't find all the tweets. There were lots of these tweets last night where people were creating, what were tweeting out that they created his career and his success. Um, and I've never seen anybody turn on somebody so fast for having an opener. Basically, he had Dave Chappelle open for him, and now he's like persona non grata in the comedy world, and not in the comedy world, in the trans world, who seems to want to control everything that goes on in comedy. Listen, if you don't like somebody's jokes, don't support them. Don't go to their shows. I'm saying don't go to their shows anyway, unless you're within walking distance. Uh, Pretty disappointed in John Mulaney. Saw him tonight, and yeah, he was funny, but he gave Dave Chappelle a platform to make some transphobic jokes. Also disheartening to hear a crowd of 12,000 around you, a trans person laughing at transphobic jokes. Thanks, Columbus. From what I understand, now I could be wrong about this, but my understanding of the situation is there was one joke about the knife, gun knife that the attacker of Chappelle had on him, and he said it was a knife that identifies as a gun, or a gun that identifies as a knife. That's what they are so outraged about. That's the sum total of his transphobic jokes on that night. If you're gonna get that upset over a joke like that, you've gone too far. I'm sorry. This urge to cancel people for something that you don't like that they said, gone way too far. If that hurts you, I got attacked with a gun that identifies as a knife. If that feels like a personal attack on you, you need to see a fucking shrink, and not that shrink that's on the stand for Amber Heard, but a qualified psychiatrist, because you're just a broken person, and it has nothing to do with your life choices, your sexual orientation, how you identify, any of that stuff. It has to do with your psyche of being a victim and wanting to feel like you're really important. Hello, you're on the air. Are you? Can I hear you? I can hear you. How are you? I can hear you. I can. You were just calling.
I just checked in. I wasn't sure if you knew that they arrested this guy again for attempted murder.
Who? What guy?
The guy that attacked Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah, good.
Yeah, he was in a shelter not long ago, maybe 6 months ago, and he stabbed a guy in the shelter. And the guy just seen all of this publicity he got and said, "Hey, that's the guy that stabbed me."
Well, I know
And they
Chappelle
arrested.
was asking for him to be charged because they let him go and didn't charge him the first time. They didn't charge him with anything.
Yeah, well, now he got picked up and he got arrested for attempted murder.
I think that's, well, whatever. I do think that's a good thing. I think attempted murder is a little attempted assault, or assault probably would have
No,
been
no, no,
more
no, no.
good.
You're not listening. He
He
stabbed somebody in the shelter that he was staying at.
So he got charged for that attempted
They
murder.
didn't know who did it.
Oh, okay.
Now the guy that he stabbed sees the news and said, "Hey, that's the guy that stabbed me."
Okay, I got you. So,
And
but he's
they
not getting
arrested him for
charged
attempted
with
murder.
relation to the Chappelle thing at all. He still hasn't been charged for the Chappelle thing.
No,
Yeah. Well, he probably still needs an assault charge on top of that attempted
but I'm
murder.
just saying this guy actually physically stabbed somebody,
Right.
and he had the knife on him when he was with Chappelle. He could have stabbed him.
It was a gun that identifies as a knife.
Yeah, I have one. It looks like a pistol, but a blade opens in it.
Is there a benefit to that kind of weapon?
No, it's just a novelty thing. It's a novelty gimmick, you know. I have it. It's with a holster, and you take it out. It looks like a little pistol, but it's a knife.
Yeah, the guy probably is mentally unstable. Probably end up
Oh,
in a
without a
mental.
doubt. Without, like I said, he just stabbed someone 6 months ago
Right.
and almost got away with it.
Yeah, Ed Didi wanted to know how he got in there because Dave Chappelle tickets are $200.
Why do I
$200 for
hear
the cheap
myself
seats.
like after I speak?
Huh? You hear it? You got an echo?
Echo. It's a whole different. It's a conversation.
Wow.
Now it just said speak. You just said echo.
Echo.
No, I mean, you know, from when you said it, I just heard it.
Wow. I don't know.
Again, yeah, it's hard to converse with you right now because of that.
That sucks.
But anyway, I thought you liked that little tidbit. The guy, yeah, they arrested the guy last week for attempted murder
It
for
wasn't on the
somebody
news at
else.
all. Wasn't on the
Oh
news.
yeah, it was all over the news.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know. How do I miss that story?
I don't know. That's why I called you. I figured, wow, he knows the story. He should have said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a Google. It happened about a week ago.
Give it a Google.
Google it.
I
It's
know
a
Google.
Googler.
I know, but I like that phrase. Give it a Google. Give it a
Yeah,
Google. I have no guests today.
Google it.
I had no guests yesterday. I have no guests today, and tomorrow or Friday. Everybody's canceling this week or not showing up and all that kind of
Because
stuff.
you don't give up to date information. You didn't tell them about the guy, the attempted murder guy.
Yeah, I know. I've been fucking bitching about gas prices. That's what all I'm talking about is fucking gas
Please,
prices.
please.
I just called both our senators and bitch, but all I get is an answer machine. But I ranted on their answer machines a bit.
Yeah,
They got to They got to fucking do something. I mean,
yeah.
not everything
They
is
got.
a government problem, but this is something where they have to step in and do something.
Yeah, you know what? This guy's no good, Biden.
I know. Well, he's sleeping through it. It's like he don't care. He will
I
get
don't care who
replaced.
says what. Trump. They should have voted Trump back in. I don't care who says what.
That,
The guy had balls. He was a pompous ass, but who cares?
he didn't
I
have.
don't want to
He
hang
didn't
out
have
with him.
balls. He was a fucking pussy. He fucking
Yeah,
kowtowed
that's
to
not what I
Putin.
seen. I didn't hear nothing from ISIS or the Taliban or nothing after Trump came in.
Well, that you weren't paying attention. They were still around.
Yeah, well, not like they were.
You're
I don't
hearing
know.
from
I
ISIS
don't see
today?
him now.
You're hearing from ISIS today? Oh, I'm getting a call from the senator. No, from Oregon.
Yeah.
Let me take this call.
All right, go ahead.
All right,
Bye bye.
all right, bye. Hello,
Hi,
hi.
I'm watching your show. You were talking to the great Marty Ross out of LA.
How are you?
That was your last caller, Marty Ross.
Because I'm not used to getting these kinds of calls in the morning. But how are you?
Fabulous. I'm in Vegas. I'm Linda Marcus Smith. I do comedy.
You
I'm
do.
listening to your show and I'm enjoying the conversation.
Thank you. Thank you for calling
Yes,
and letting us know that. You do comedy?
I do comedy. Yep,
And how long you been doing it for?
8 years.
8 years.
I'm a good buddy of Don Sills. He loves me.
Oh, good.
I've interviewed 928 comedians, mostly men,
Wow. Yeah.
and they identify as a knife.
They identify as comedians.
Usually,
Yeah. Well.
according to them.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're in Vegas. What are the gas prices like in Vegas?
I don't drive. I take the bus or I walk. I like to walk.
Yeah.
But it's about 420, like just like the green policy here, 420. Everything's 420.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
I could go
good
for a
day.
little 420 myself right now. I appreciate a walker, and I'm not going any place unless I can walk at this point. I'm not going to comedy shows or music shows or any kind of entertainment unless it's within walking distance. And where I live, there's nothing in walking distance.
I know. I fell and I was in a wheelchair, and then got healed, and now I'm a walking phoenix.
Wow.
I apologize.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'll show myself out.
Yes, well, not just yet. You won't. 'Cause I'm interested in talking to you. You're in Oregon or you're in Vegas because your number says Oregon.
I know. How'd you know that?
Because I got caller ID. The same reason you can't call a prank anybody anymore.
I'm originally from Oregon, but I had to leave because of the widespread chlamydia.
Wow. Yeah.
So I'm in Vegas. But Marty Ross is my buddy. I was like, that's Marty Ross.
Yeah. Are you performing regularly? How often do you work?
I've been performing for 8 years, and yes, I perform regularly. And I got COVID. I'm struggling with COVID right now, or else I would have been 2 nights ago to see Marty Ross at Flappers in Burbank, but I got COVID.
Wow.
Yeah,
I had it 3 times, and then 2 times it was really not bad at all. But the last time I got it, it was awful. How long have you had it? How long have you had it?
I've only had it since last Saturday. Since I don't even know what day it is right now. Not because I'm old.
I think
'cause I
it's
have COVID.
Tuesday. It feels like Tuesday.
Yeah, I think you're. Yeah, not your days, and I'm still breathing.
So
So
is
with-
are you got the fevers and what are the symptoms like? You're up all night. You're having crazy because I was having insane nightmares. Are you having that?
I'm having fever, sweats, chills, achy coffee, phlegm. You know, it's worse than my worst boyfriend I ever had.
Mine too.
He was saying,
Oh. So yeah, so I hope you feel better soon. I mean, thanks for being able to weather it enough to call in. I mean, I had a guest yesterday who basically did not show up because he got COVID over the weekend. So, and
and
I couldn't do the show when I had COVID. It was really, really difficult. I couldn't even
Yeah.
participate. Anyway, I
I'm
hope.
trying better because Don Sill and 43 New York comics are going to be on my show on Zoom on June 25th, and I have to feel better.
Wow. June 25th.
But
That's a wait.
We're doing a fundraiser for Jay Risk.
That's cool. And can you send me links somehow? And I'll help promote that.
Will you? I would glad. Where would I send that?
You could send it to Media One. Well, send it to info@minddogtv.com. That's the easiest way to get it to me.
Info at what?
Minddog, MINDDOG TV.com.
Info at minddogtv.com. I'll get it to you right away.
Yeah, and you can definitely if
And
you
maybe you can come on and do a spot comedy.
I would do that. I would be happy to do that. I'm not all that good on other people's show. I'm not even that good on my own show. But I would be happy to help out in any way I can.
I'll send you this stuff right away. Thank you so much for taking the call.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for calling in. Bye for now.
Bye.
Well, that was nice. I thought it was from Oregon, and I thought it might be Joe Andrus. But nice lady calling in from Las Vegas, Nevada, and that's a cool thing to happen. I'm not used to getting calls like that, but the phone lines are open if you do want to call in. 631-496-6464. Today's show is brought to you by Koa Coffee, the best coffee in America. I'm going to go get a fresh cup right now. I got 1 minute and 21 seconds to make this happen, to start playing the commercial and then get back in this seat before we resume. So please bear with me and let's see if I make it back in time, shall we? This episode is brought to you by Koa Coffee. If you are a coffee connoisseur and want to experience the best coffee Hawaii has to offer, no blends, no compromise, try the true taste of aloha. Koa Coffee produces premium Hawaiian coffee, hand-picked, expertly roasted and delivered from Hawaii to your door with aloha. From award-winning 100% Kona coffee grown on the slopes of the Mauna Loa volcano to the unique mocha beans of Maui, they strive to provide their loyal customers with the best quality and freshness. Since 1997, Koa Coffee has been known far and wide as a product of utmost quality, and their awards prove it. Koa Coffee was featured in Forbes' Top 10 Coffees of the World. This is the coffee Forbes called the best coffee in America. Find out what it's all about. Go to minddogtv.com/coffee. Oh, yeah. Koa Coffee is the best coffee, not just in America, but in the world. Who are you going to believe? You're going to believe Forbes, or you're going to believe me? Believe me. Ted Nagurski says, according to AAA, the average gas price in New York City, Long Island area are higher than the rest of the state. Not surprising at all. And I find a wide variance even on Long Island. I mean, from town to town. Where I live, they seem to think that this is a wealthy neighborhood or wealthy area. It's not. Where I live is actually a mix of some people who are wealthy, some people who are middle class, and some people who are lower middle class. And my neighborhood is very, very odd in that. But most of the North Shore, it's kind of upper middle class to very wealthy people. You got the Gold Coast on the North Shore, and those people, like in the Hamptons, there's a one gas station that's on the North Fork, going out to the Hamptons, where I think it was $6.50 a gallon for regular. I think premium was over $7. Insane prices, man. Insane. And again, they have to do something about it. Kiara's here now. I still have not done her question everything stuff. So I hope she doesn't bring up anything that we need to question today. But her intro is still intact. And so let's play the intro and bring her in right now. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I have bad news for you.
Okay.
Your party Saturday for your birthday party is an outdoor thing, right?
No.
No, it's not an outdoor thing?
No.
Well, in that case, I don't have bad news for you. Well, I do have some bad news for you, but it's not related to your party. It's related to the gig. Now, you're on Friday night, right?
Right.
It's going to get rained out.
Right.
It's going to get rained out, and then Saturday's gig that you are not going to be on, so you can prepare for your party on Sunday, that's going to get rained out. So both my gigs this weekend are going to get rained out. One of your gigs is going to get rained out. And Sunday it's going to rain even though you're having a party indoors.
You're going to be there, right?
I'm going to be there. What am I expected to do? Just be there and be beautiful and let people come worship me? Is that what?
Yes. I need you to juggle chainsaws that are on fire.
Okay.
Some acrobatics. There's a pole.
All
so right. You got to really work hard.
How many people are going to be at this party?
48.
48.
Yeah.
I get
sometimes
nervous.
Small crowds. Come on.
I get
we
nervous.
played for like 2 people in the room the last gig we
I
had.
was very nervous.
Were you really? Yeah. I feel the same way. I get a little more nervous when there's like an intimate crowd, especially when it's family members. I'm like, so I won't be singing.
So
I won't be doing anything.
Your dad coming?
He's coming.
Well, we never know with him. And he's bringing his new girlfriend?
Girlfriend, but they've been on and off for 18 years. So yeah, she's new right now.
So yesterday you said he's always look at a new one.
She's new, but she's not new.
Okay.
She's new.
Yeah, because I think I've only seen him with one. You know what? It's always hard to figure out when your family shows up at gigs, like who's who and what's what.
Only my father. Oh, my aunt.
No,
My
you've
aunt
had an
sometimes.
uncle or a cousin, the guy who wants to sing American Pie. Uh, he-
That is my aunt's boyfriend, Thad. We don't talk about him.
oh, we don't.
We can, but I don't like to.
Oh, I would thought he was a part of because he comes to a lot of. He used to come to Sunset Grill. He came to every catch one summer when before COVID. Uh, uh,
He's the guy who hooked us up. He was like that day you guys had the gig at Venetian. He said, "Oh, come on, we got to get there early. We got to get tables. I love this band." I'm like, "All right,
oh, wow.
yeah."
Well, then why don't we talk about him? I like him. He loves this band.
You like him.
What's his
That's
name?
you.
What's his name? Thad?
Thaddeus.
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 Oh my
Yes,
God, what kind of
Thad.
name is that?
He's
Who names a
Greek.
kid Thad? Somebody with a lisp.
Thaddeus.
Yeah. So I had no. Yesterday's guest didn't show up because they had COVID.
Oh.
My guest today canceled. My guest tomorrow canceled, and my guest Friday canceled.
Oh, why?
Uh,
Oh.
the guy today, he had a job interview, so
Oh.
I guess he's considering giving up comedy and getting a day job. I don't
Mm.
know why tomorrow and Friday.
Oh.
The guy's got a trip or something. He's got to be away.
Oh. Wow.
But it's that kind of week, so I'm getting gigs rained out, I'm getting cancellations all up, and I'm freaking out about gas prices. This is my my thing today: is the gas price.
Yeah, gas is sucky.
And
Yeah.
not everything is political. Joe Biden, he didn't cause the gas crisis, but he's doing nothing about it, and he's earning his nickname Sleepy Joe. And I'm thinking he's ignoring it, and it's either because he's just incompetent and stupid and doesn't know what's going on, which I doubt. Somebody has to say, "Hey, you know, Americans are hurting right now. Do something," and he just doesn't know what to do. He's fucking clueless. Sorry. But I'm getting angry about it, really angry about it. So I called both our senators this morning and left really nasty messages on
Good.
their answer machines.
Good. Good.
So wake that fucker up and tell him to do something, because it's clear that the gas companies, the oil companies, are ripping us off, because gas is only $103 a barrel right now. Oil is $103 a barrel. In normal times, $103 a barrel equates to about $2.85 a gallon in regular gas.
Right.
So they're just overcharging us and and nobody's doing anything to stop them. Nobody cares.
No politician is for the people. Biden
Right.
is very tied into the Ukraine, and he's gonna let this whole thing play out and blame
It's
it
not
on.
good for him. He has no chance. His approval numbers were like abysmal, like 14% or something like that, and that's even that's including Democrat. His own party is just sick of him.
Yeah.
So, and hardcore Democrats on Twitter will list all these things that he's supposedly done, and nobody gives a damn about your list of accomplishments. They want to stop paying $7 a gallon for gas or whatever the hell. Yesterday I filled up with $147.
Wow. What do you drive? Oh, you drive the
The
minivan.
minivan,
Oh,
just
okay.
a minivan full of.
Wow. That's insane. I was 72, but I was on a quarter tank, but it was $72 for me.
Yeah, and you're not. You're again. Because the guy said, Ted said about New York City, Long Island prices being higher than the rest of the state. Where you are, it's probably around $4.80 a gallon, right? Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Up here, it was $6.59. $6.59 for regular gas.
Wow.
I could have drove. If I was smart, I would have said, "Fuck this! I'll drive to the South Shore or something. I'll drive to middle of the island and get gas at $4.89. It still would have probably been cheaper to drive the distance."
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I know. So this is going to hurt. It's going to hurt every business, but especially, not just especially, every business across. But it's going to hurt us if we get gigs in this summer, because people aren't going to come out to drive out if they got to pay through the nose to get there. and the tip jars at like the lounges and stuff we play are going to be a lot less because hey, I don't have money to tip. It cost me $80 to get here.
They're gonna put IOUs in the tip jar. You know.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm laughing,
Wow.
but I'm not happy. I'm really, I'm in a really bad state of mind about this thing. So that's hopefully you got something happy. No, you got nothing happy today.
Oh my goodness.
No,
Let's see what I
nothing.
got here.
I should just go get razor blades, and plus I'm
Yes.
getting monkeypox. I definitely have monkeypox. There's no doubt about it. I got the monkeypox. I got it from the vaccine. No, I got it from my penis. I got it from my shortened penis. I got the monkeypox because my penis got shorter, and then I got the monkeypox.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Okay. All right.
Trying not to. I'll do the boring one first, and then
Okay.
I'll
Bore
say
me.
mine.
Bore me. Boring is
Okay.
better than angry. What does it say?
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, he's
Wait, I
talking
didn't
about
see it. It was
gas
too
prices.
fast.
It's also federal,
Oh.
state, and local taxes they have to wet their beaks. Remember the 70s when they
Yeah.
instituted sin taxes. Is
Yeah.
gas a sin?
Tax is like what's the word? Oh my gosh, it's too early for me. Volunteer. It's not even, you don't even have to pay taxes, but we don't have to get into that.
Well, I
pay taxes, but you don't have to. It all goes into their pockets. There's nothing that taxes do. I mean, look at the roads. Look at everything. Look at
don't
the
get me
schools.
started on the roads.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the
Because-
roads are terrible. I was like,
Oh my God.
Our tax dollars aren't going there. It's ridiculous.
Every year they're out fixing the roads, and then you drive. And springtime comes, you drive down the LIE. It's nothing but potholes.
They're not fixing the road. Every time I drive past the construction workers, they're sitting around on their phones. They don't do anything.
Right.
They're smart. They're smart. They burn up their time. And then at the last minute, they fill like 2 potholes and then say they
Right.
ran out of time.
Most of the day is for putting cones out and picking cones up.
Yes. Yes. And giving people directions. That's them.
Oh yeah, slow down. Slow
Yeah.
down. Go that way. Wait here.
Right. Right.
I don't like waiting here.
Right.
It's not
All right,
not a good Tuesday. It's supposed to be a happy Tuesday. Memorial Day is coming up. Summer is getting ready to start, and I'm in a terrible mood. Carl says
because they got
local councils opt for cheaper materials and mixes that don't last.
Yeah. So the money can go in their pocket. Right. Yeah. Well, isn't it good to be a politician? This is from goodnewsnetwork.org. And this is about some divers who recovered 12 tons of trash from Lake Tahoe, along with engagement rings and wallets.
Wow.
So Lake Tahoe is filthy right now. Well, it was. A scuba dive team has completed an extraordinary cleanup of Lake Tahoe after a full year of work, pulling up more than 12 tons of submerged trash. Organized by the nonprofit Clean Up the Lake, the team restored every inch of 72 miles of the crystal blue lake shoreline and subshore, collecting 24,000 pieces of litter, weighing a total of 25,000 pounds.
Wow. 25,000 pounds.
Right.
I'm surprised Lake Tahoe, they didn't find bodies in there.
Really?
Yeah, well, Tahoe is mob country.
It is?
Calneva, yeah. Well, that's where a lot of the mafia, it's in The Godfather. I mean, I know that's a fictional story, but it's based on a lot of it's based on a lot of the real world gangsters. And when the 40s and 50s started getting really rough in New York, there were a lot of them who made their transition out to Nevada to Las Vegas, but they lived in Tahoe because that's, rich people don't like to be that close to live that close to the action. They want to be in the same state. But so a lot of the mobsters had mansions built on Lake Tahoe, but that whole area is kind of mobbed up, and there were casinos all in that Reno, Lake Tahoe area, so.
Right. Wow.
I'm surprised there's not bodies. These scuba divers, when they all they found was trash and not one body, I find that hard to believe. There's got to be bodies down there.
That's crazy. Every
Yeah.
time I go to a lake, I think that. Every time I'm like, ooh, should I go in here? Should I swim here? Am I going to kick a head while I'm swimming? I'm just, I
That
don't know.
you never had that situation.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay,
Couple of
tell.
times. Well, the guy I
What?
had on the phone about 20 minutes ago, Ralphie, he had a body just float up in this canal, and it turned out that was part of a bunch of murders that they were looking for the guy. They were sawing him in half and throwing him in the water and thought they were sinking. Um, I was on a beach one time with a girl. This is like a young 20s something, and on a beach, and we were making out, and rolled over, and I felt a piece of hair on my hand under the sand. I was like, "What is that?" And started pushing the sand away, and there was a body buried in the sand on the beach, right next.
What?
Yeah, it was creepy.
What beach?
It was in Amityville, right on
Uh,
the South Bay.
oh
Not too
my
far
gosh.
from where we were a couple of weeks ago.
What? Was it a murder? What was it?
I think it was a murder, yes.
Oh my goodness. That's not
Yeah.
the first time? You said there's more?
Oh, yeah. The bodies turn up.
Where? Where else? Where else? What's the next one? I need to know.
Well, there was a body at, I'm not sure if it was Bayshore. It's been so long now. Bayshore Marina? Uh, yeah, I think it was Bayshore Marina. It was floating in the water. We were fishing off the pier, and
Ah,
somebody saw it. So what is that? And basically, kind of, and I think it was just an upper torso.
oh
Uh,
my gosh.
my mind is
Oh.
kind of shot. Then another time out in Kansas. We were staying at a motel, and in the pool there was a body just doing a dead man's float. Uh, and I was the first guy to see it. That was a very weird thing. 'Cause I was like, wow, that guy can hold his breath a long time. Look
Oh
at
my gosh.
that.
Did you perform CPR?
No. I just
Oh.
after about 3 minutes of thinking, wow, that's incredible. Look at this
Oh,
guy.
oh
I
my
went in and
gosh.
I went to the office manager. I said, I don't know that because I wasn't jumping in. I wasn't jumping in. Uh, I said, I don't know. I think that guy might be dead out there. He's been floating out there for a while. Either he's like a
Oh.
professional like lifeguard or something, or he's a dead guy in the pool. And then they called the cops, and the cops pulled him out, and he'd been dead for hours by the time I was the only one to notice because nobody called it in. No, he would just been floating in the pool for a while.
And there were other people out there?
It was a cheap motel on the
Oh,
way. We were driving across country, and it was a cheap, like a Super 8 or a Motel 6 or something like that. And they had a pool
wow.
there.
Well, that
That's
explains
how
it.
his DNA got on the body. And no, I didn't no. Oh, were you talking about on the beach when my hand hit the body in the sand? No, I don't think my DNA got on the body at all. I don't think they checked for that. But that was the crazy cat lady. I think killed. That's what happened with the Amityville series. There was this crazy cat lady who lived down there, and apparently somebody was messing with her feral cats, and she went out there and she didn't even bury him. She just left him there, and the winter blew the sand over the guy's head. So by the time we got there in spring and we're making out on the beach, the guy was totally covered in sand except for one little piece of hair. Speaking of hair,
Wow.
speaking of hair, there's now I lost it, but some company came out with a pill that will cure baldness, completely cure baldness. Was
I
in
don't believe it.
I don't believe it either, but they had pictures of it, and not male pattern baldness. They said alopecia baldness,
Oh,
but
alopecia is
complete.
different.
Is it? How is it different? I mean, the hair
Um,
follicle
because it's
thing is.
patches with alopecia, right? It's not
I
Oh,
don't
so
know.
it doesn't. So it doesn't cure the
It
baldness.
didn't say. It didn't say
Oh.
male pattern baldness. I'm gonna look it up right now and make sure I can get this bald.
And that's why Will Smith's slapped Chris Rock, because they were trying to sell alopecia products. There you go. There's the motive. Because his wife has alopecia. It's all a stage. Question everything. Oh man, do I have to sing it? Question everything.
Oh, I'm not ready with it.
I know. I sang it. It's okay.
I got to be ready with it tomorrow. But let me see.
This is hot.
Bald
I'm gonna try.
bald cure.
Hmm.
And you know, it was in my feed this morning, but now it's not here. Me being bald wouldn't cure him. It's now kind of bald. Blah, 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 blah. Nope. There's all sorts of people talking about no cure. I lost the story. It's got to come back again, and when I do, when I find it next time, I'll look deeper into it. But basically, it's a pill, and they showed it was a guy who was as bald as I am, and then started taking the pills. He had a full head of hair by the time.
Come on. How is that possible?
I don't. I find
What
it
are
hard
the
to believe.
ingredients? Toxic waste, sludge from Lake Tahoe. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Grows the hair on your chest.
You don't follow. Harvard scientists determined elusive protein may be a key to cure for baldness.
Okay.
But no, somebody came out with a pill yesterday or this morning. It was in my feed. Anyway, have you? You don't follow the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing, do you?
Come on, I got better things to do. But go ahead. What's going on?
No, I got better things to do too. But a clip came across of a crazy psychiatrist Amber Heard hired as a expert witness, and he was kind of doing the comb over thing, but he had this loose one little stray that was just standing up, and the guy was like really odd. And it's like, if this is the best guy you can get for expert witness, well, you must be hurting for money or something, because it was just terrible.
I got to see it.
Yeah, you got to see it. I'm gonna bring him up. Wait, let's see if we can. I got a better clip here. Judge, why did you call him an idiot? Here, this is the better clip. Let's see. Share.
Months done £579,000.
There he
Here we
is.
go. I need my glasses, but it's all right.
During your deposition, what were the circumstances under which you decided to call Mr. Depp an idiot?
Under somebody call Mr. Depp an idiot?
Yeah, you called Mr. Depp an idiot in your deposition. Why?
Okay. So I think it was in the context. You probably should read the context of it, because I think the context was, and I'm trying to think back. Okay. And what I thought it was related to was if you're coming to some deposition, okay. And again, I'm thinking back. So you have it
thinking back.
I don't. So I'm thinking back where he's coming in from Europe for a deposition, video deposition.
Oh my gosh.
And he took it overnight the night before. And what I think I said was that if you're going to do a major thing toward a trial that you're involved with, I think you'd be an idiot to come in the night before. All right. So I didn't call Mr. Depp an idiot. I certainly called that planning an idiot. I didn't call him an idiot.
So the words, so I mean he's an idiot, are mistranscribed?
No, I'm sure. Again, if I said it in that, if you're just reading one line, one snippet, I'm sure it was in the context I just said. But again,
yeah, he's crazy. He's just crazy. But that's the expert witness. And you saw the little thing he had going on, the comb over.
That was a complete waste of my 2 minutes.
Oh,
that was ridiculous.
And there are points where he's just like making weird faces and stuff, and just he's like all over the place. And that, I believe that guy was on the stand all day yesterday. And they were just making a mockery of him. Johnny
Compelling TV, and this is why Americans will never advance because they watch this stuff.
All
They're
right.
just they're buried in their televisions watching someone else's trial.
Right.
Amber
And
Heard trial is like the one couple everyone knows who try to suck you into their fights. Yeah, and meanwhile, the Maxwell trial we couldn't see live stream, but we could see Johnny Depp live stream. So
yeah.
Mhm.
I know of one movie that Amber Heard was in, and it was with Johnny Depp.
Aquaman.
No, I don't know about Aquaman.
No.
It was a Hunter Thompson novel, and they were in it together. I guess that's where they met, but it's years ago. And I didn't think she was. I thought she was just like
Let me
somebody that
see.
just got big, because I didn't think she was going to be anybody. I don't think I never knew about her after that, and I've never seen much of Johnny Depp, to be honest with you. I remembered 21 Jump Street because my ex-wife was a fan of that when it was on television.
He
Other
was in
than that,
21 Drum Street?
yeah, the television show
Oh.
that was on in when you were born, like probably
Yeah.
before you were born, like late 80s maybe.
What Amber Heard movies with Johnny Depp? I don't know.
Yeah,
Let me
it was
see. I'm looking.
it was a Hunter Thompson novel based on and he was playing Hunter Thompson in
The Rum Diary?
the Rum Diaries. That's it. Yes.
Oh, she was in that? Oh, okay. I think I've seen like half of that.
This Ted Nagurski says the doctor reminds me of Timothy Leary. He reminds me of James Inman when he talks. You have it in front. I'm thinking back. I'm thinking back. Now I'm thinking back.
Oh my god.
All right, I don't have it in front of me. I didn't call him an idiot. I called the planning an idiot. I called the plan an idiot. Like, you can't call a plan an idiot. An idiot is.
Yes, I called him an idiot. That's right. I called him an idiot. So what? That would be
I would
better.
have just said I don't remember calling him an idiot. Whatever I did, man. But then was that a professional diagnosis? No, I never call anybody else. Whatever.
Can you imagine just pouring your heart out to some psychiatrist and then they call you an idiot? Like, what would you do with yourself at that point? You, sir,
I
are
don't
an
think
idiot.
I have to imagine. I don't think I have to imagine that.
Oh, they have called you an idiot?
Yeah, no.
Oh, wow.
Not necessarily in direct terms like that, but I have been to a psychiatrist who said kind of like, whoa. I think I wowed them, like, wow.
Right.
I
I don't
spent
trust
3
them.
days when I was 18 years old. I spent 3 days in a mental institution, and an 11-year-old kid who was a rapist. 11-year-old kid with a little 11-year-old rapist wanted me to help break out. I had been on a suicide watch. I was committed against my will for 72 hours on a suicide watch, and I didn't want to be there. They told me basically, you can volunteer for 72 hours, or we're going to commit you for 72 hours. Like, either way, I'm going in this place for 72 hours for something I wasn't going to kill myself. It wasn't. They found me overdosed on a bunch of pills, and assumed because I was going through a pretty rough time that it was a suicide attempt. It wasn't, but they wanted me on suicide watch anyway. So I was there for 72 hours. I was really against authority, did not like being held against my will. And so I decided I'm going to break out of here. And then this 11-year-old kid, Rudy, who was in there for rape. He was a serial rapist, not just one. Several.
What?
He's like, hey, Ben, hey, big guy, I know a way out of here. What we could do, can you break the window and then we'll tie the bed sheets? I'm taking instructions from an 11-year-old rapist now on how to escape a mental institute. And we were on like the 7th floor of the Strong Memorial Institute in Rochester, and it's dead of winter. I mean, there's like 8 feet of snow on the ground. And he said, if you can break the window, I'll tie all these bed sheets together and we can climb down. And I thought, my original thought is they got to have, this has to be break-proof glass. There's no way you can break this. So I took a chair to prove it to him, and I smashed the window with the chair and broke the window. And now we're open and like we can go. And like I'm pussying out now. I'm thinking, I can't escape because there'll be like a manhunt for me. I can't actually go through with this. So we're trying to cover up the fact that I broke this window. And there's one guy who I'm walking through the hall and I'm like freaking out now. And there's one guy who was not all there. He said, "Nurse Mangione, Matt and Rudy broke the window. They're gonna escape." And so 3 days turned into 7 days. So.
Wow, that sounds like a nightmare.
And I
That's
watched
like Cuckoo's Nest.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
Yeah.
Nest in the Cuckoo's Nest. I watched the
No,
movie
they
was on
can't-
CBS. Yeah, it was. They had Gone with the Wind on one network and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest on another. We were watching both TVs at the same time. I remember that.
They shouldn't show that. That's ridiculous.
I know. Well, it was network television, so anybody who had television in there could watch it.
Oh my gosh. That's in the book?
That's not in the book. I forgot all about that until this
my
moment.
goodness. Wow.
I mean, I remember it every once in a while. It was just very, it's not something I want to bring up. That Carl's in the back, like stalking us. Did you know that?
Carl.
Carl's stalking us. He's in the
Why?
background. He's just like
He wants to
stalking.
chat. He could chat.
We could bring him in. Why don't? I caught him drinking that Koa coffee, that good Koa coffee he's got.
It is Koa Coffee. It was voted America's favorite in a fake magazine that no one's ever read. It's Koa Coffee.
Forbes is a
Wow.
fake magazine that nobody's ever read. Look at that.
That I want to come on now. It's not America's favorite. Well, it is America's favorite coffee. It's on Mind Dog TV. It's a sponsor, and we're all very happy to be drinking it at all times. This is Koa.
This
Right.
is Koa too.
This is
Hey
Koa
Koa,
too.
sponsor
Koa.
me. Look.
Hey,
Ooh,
when
Koa.
I drink Coca-Cola, it's Coca-Cola, and when other fluids emerge, it's all Koa based.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ted
Yeah.
Nagersi
Right.
says, "What's up with Inman defending Putin? What the fuck? I haven't. Inman's out of my life. I don't see anything he writes or says anymore. He's blocked everywhere. I just can't deal with him anymore. So, I don't know if is he still defending Russia? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, you still follow him?
Yeah, I don't. It didn't pop up that often. I don't really engage too much. But yeah, I think he said something to Jamie the other day. I don't know.
Well, I feel bad. Well, no, Jamie deserves that because Jamie's been a slacker lately, so he deserves to have to talk to Inman. But that crazy psychiatrist who's testifying for Amber Heard reminded me of Inman in the way he answers stuff. Like, you got it in front of you there. I don't know. It's the old I don't know. I don't remember. I'm thinking back. Okay,
Well,
I'm thinking back.
Beautiful.
I've dealt and worked with people that have been a nightmare. The conversations always, you try and not think about them, but conversations always come back to them. And I think that's how it is with even with Andrus the other day when he came up and we had 10 minutes, 15 minutes on him.
Yeah.
all roads lead back to hate, I guess.
God.
Forgiveness. Forgiveness.
Forgive who? Inman? I do
Forgiveness?
forgive
I
him.
don't know.
I'm not mad at him. He wore me out with. So
Block.
I forgive him. I wish him well in his life. I hope all good things happen to him. I just don't want to hear from him anymore.
I get it.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to block my.
You can wish people well, but find them annoying.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't been able to block the people I want to block because I don't have the heart to do it. So I'll just let them.
Well, you can do the low level block. I mean, on Twitter you get mute, right? So on Facebook, I'm sure there's something similar. You can just go, do not show me post from this person, so you kind of don't see
snooze
it
them
unless
for
other
30
people
days. Yeah, you could snooze them for 30 days, and you can unfollow them, and or all that stuff without unfriending them.
Yeah.
Unfollow.
Yeah. You just do the hard block.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So that was it. That's the junk from the bottom of Lake Tahoe was the happy story today, huh?
Yeah.
There's probably some stuff worth money down there.
Well, they found engagement rings and wallets and stuff like that. So who does that go to? I mean, that could go to them, right?
Carl, you scuba dive?
Once, so no. I liked it though. I did enjoy it. I did it in Brazil actually a few years ago.
Hmm. I wonder what it would be like in Lake Tahoe. That's got to be a pretty deep lake, but how much hours you have to put in for uh, return on investment with getting engagement ring? That's a funny one, engagement ring. So somebody threw their engagement ring in the water.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
took it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Watches, I don't know. That's an odd one. Watches watches don't fall off your wrist.
So you think it was tied to a murder, right?
Not necessarily, but it's an odd. You got to think how that got in the bottom of the lake.
Right.
Somebody just took their watch off and threw it in the lake. Why? I mean, an engagement ring. You could say, "I'm pissed. I don't want to get married to that."
A million, yeah, even watches a million ways, right? It could become loose. It's been loose all day. You haven't noticed. You knock it on something, or you play fighting with someone in the boat.
Oh,
Having a
wow.
wrestle,
How
naked
cute.
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I do have to say, I went canoeing for the first
maybe.
time like 2 years ago. And it was really disturbing to me. I had like this fear that I didn't, like an irrational fear. I didn't know I had it. I'm on the lake and the logs are like up below the surface, but right about to come out. And the rocks were right about to break the surface, but they weren't breaking the surface. And I couldn't kayak or canoe over them. I was like panicking. I was
Is this
having a
on the
freak
North
out.
Shore?
No, it was up in Jersey, I think.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
have
gosh.
on my beaches. We have a lot of that. Those hidden rocks, the rocks that just, especially at high tide, they're just right at the surface.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was in
That's-
a lake because I'm from the North Shore, so I know what you mean. But in the lake, when everything's flat and still, and then you just see these like these logs and rocks, just right there. It's really creepy. It's really
Yeah.
scary. But I did it. Matt went over them, and I was just crying the entire time. It was really fun.
You never went scuba diving?
No, I'm afraid that I'm gonna burst a capillary or get air bubbles in my brain or something like
Yeah,
that.
I enjoyed my time.
Carl, you have a
Is that
baby?
in your house, Tiara?
What
Carl.
happened?
Not me.
You broke it?
You broke the baby?
You broke it.
You broke the
It's not
baby
an
right
urn, is
before
it?
his first birthday. That sucks. I hate when that happens.
I think the baby's gonna have a black eye for his birthday.
If
but
you want to,
that's
put the
annoying.
camera off and go and commit violence against children, it's fine. Yeah,
I
you
think he
punch the
broke
baby.
the
We do it off
mug.
camera.
Is it the mug or is it the piece, Matt? He's not saying anything. I bought
It's
this.
the worst thing
Are you
it could be. It's the worst thing it could be.
Are you patting your weave? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm trying to kill the shine.
Oh.
The shine on my head is just disturbing these last couple of days.
It's
just-
okay. We could rub it and look
TV
for the
makeup.
future.
Yeah.
Magic crystal head, tell me my future.
I try powdering it down, but no, it's extraordinary. It's like a bat signal.
It's not that shiny today. It was shiny yesterday. But it's not shiny. It's not that shiny today.
It's bothering me. I got to back up. That's no matter where I go, it's still there. So.
But you have got white lights pointing at it because people that just look at you don't realize how bright. You've got to light yourself. So not me because I'm in the sun, but I
just
watch
rubbing
now.
it in. Wow.
Nice day.
How long are you going to be in Brazil for? Forever? You live there now?
Well, if I was, then maybe. No, I've kind of getting dates now that I'm going to have to come back for. One of them for sure. One of them is 80% I should come back. So, yeah, it's annoying. I could stay longer, but I've got things to do.
What was that post about the Edinburgh Festival? A tweet you put out there about Edinburgh Festival this morning. It was a
Today.
little confusing.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, because in a lot of Edinburgh comedy hours, a lot of comics have a serious section. A serious part of the comedy hour. Oh yeah, it's normally a themed hour, right? Which is fine, but then there's normally for the ones that get good reviews or do well, there's 10 minutes of like a sad story about your disabled sister or something, and then maybe with one or two jokes. But it was just I was in a group chat with some comedians and we were openly slagging people off as we always do behind their backs, so not too openly. And then it was this one person had a big serious section that I was forced to watch, so I was just Yeah, that's what reminded me. So I thought I'd make it sweet.
Because that guy Anthony Schumann, who was here last week, he's going to be at the Edinburgh Festival.
Oh, really?
He's from the West Coast, I believe. I forget now where he's from. Maybe
I'll check
Florida.
out
Oh
what
no,
date.
he's from Oregon, but he's playing. He's got a show coming up in Pensacola, Florida, and then he's got the Edinburgh Festival.
So he's doing a full run over there. Yeah, I'm up for a week from the 6th of August. But a lot of comics will go out for 28 days, or you go out for 30 days and maybe take 2 or 3 days off, and then just do night after night after night after night with your own show. I'm on a show for 3 days and then probably some more. But the other stuff I'm scrabbling around for. But I'll be up there just to bounce around this year. Next year, I'm hoping to take a show for probably 2 weeks. But
So is all this? I know you're not in America, no matter where you are. But is all the gas prices stuff going to affect your comedy career in any way or not? Because I'm not
no,
going anywhere. I'm not
no.
going.
I mean, I get, to be honest with you, I'm often just jump on a train because it's
But the
easier
train
to do.
ticket prices are going to go up too.
Well, here they're always expensive here. But for instance, if I go into London now, it's super cheap for me because I'm currently, when I'm over there, right by London, whereas before I was 3 hours away, and they charge you a toll for going through the tunnel into England from Wales. So it used to be, on the day they used to be really expensive, but now I can get into London for just a few pounds, and I just zap my card. It's cheaper than buying a ticket on the metro, the underground, so it's not too bad. So London, which I'll be gigging more in, it'll be easier for me to get to, and other places I'll be creative, and some I will drive to. So I actually don't drive to as many at the moment, but I will have to start driving a bit more probably next year.
But not just you. So will it affect people going out to club? Because, and I don't know if the traffic situation is what it is here, but most of the United States, people are one person to a vehicle, and crazy people used to that life.
I would possibly, but most people probably don't drive to go out even. Because it's quite a small country, so if you're going out, you can get an Uber or a train. And most people want to drink as well. You might have a designated driver, I guess, but so some people will drive for sure. Yeah, it may affect it, but I don't know.
I want to live in a small country. Can I live
Me
in a
too.
small country?
Me too.
Where do you want to live?
Sicily, or
Sicily?
Yeah, go back to my roots. Or I mean, I would love to see London. I heard it's smelly. Is it smelly?
That's a silly. It's a city, like any city. There's smelly parts.
What does it smell like? I've always wanted to visit.
I've been there all my life, like all the time. So for me, I don't know. I guess it's a city, so you got a bit of pollution.
Yeah.
I could tell you what New York smells like.
I could say it, but I don't want to curse.
Well, oh no, it doesn't. No, you don't have to curse. If you're honest about what New York smells like right now, if you walk down the city street in New York, it smells like it smells like a mixture of dank weed and stale urine.
Yeah, piss. I would have guessed.
And fumes, diesel fumes, all that. Every time I come from the city,
weed
I have to take a
overpowers
shower.
everything now. It really does. Yeah,
I haven't been to the city in I don't know.
I was there
8
less
years.
than a month ago, and I'm telling you, every place around Midtown, it is so strong. It's like my bedroom when I was 15 years old. That's how much you smell the reefer everywhere you go. Really, they don't they charge daily fees to drive your car?
Yeah, so if you go into London, there's a zone called a congestion zone, and you get tagged. Businesses will get discounts and stuff, but yeah, if you drive from the outside into a congestion zone, which are certain parts of it, you'll get charged.
Oh my gosh!
It's to discourage driving in the city, basically.
Oh my gosh! Shove it up your ass.
But to be honest with you though, it's probably better unless you have to. It's probably better not to drive in because it's a fucking nightmare driving around London. I'm sure it is driving around New York too in the city.
Yeah.
If you're going in, just jump on the tube because. Yeah,
it's weird that New York smells like weed because lots of cities and lots of states in the United States now have legal marijuana, and you don't hear that about them. Like L.A., you never hear people saying L.A., and they've had.
But the difference is that LA is it's very open. It's massive. It's spread out. Whereas New
That's
York
true.
is in. You're in high. All the whatever's going on, the fumes, the weed is all going to be funneled down the streets.
Yeah.
That's true.
Bars everywhere. It's a walking city as well, right? Rather than
Yeah.
LA, you have to drive.
Yeah.
So that might be one reason.
Yeah, I saw a guy smoking a joint right next to cops, and that was two beat cops just standing on the sidewalk, and somebody standing next to him smoking a joint. I was like, wow, I never thought I'd see that in my lifetime.
Times have changed, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
What about all the people in jail whose lives were ruined? Like,
It's
do
wild.
they get
It's wild that
excused? Yeah.
No, I mean it's wild that so many people are in prison for next to nothing, like selling a bit of weed, and then all of a sudden it's legal, and you just sat in there for another 5 years.
Yeah.
I'd want to come out and kill someone. It just
Exactly.
more crime, right?
I don't know.
Okay,
The whole
here's a question. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to say the whole being bitter about somebody else who got a break that you didn't get is kind of.
I mean, but you're in prison though. It's not like college
No.
debt. It's you're in prison. I would be bitter. I'd be very bitter. If
Yeah, well, I'd be mad just ever
same
that I
feeling.
went to jail for marijuana anyway. But
It's the same feeling anyway, isn't it? It's still that same bit of ego, the bitterness. Of like, why have they got a record contract? Why have they got this gig? But the stakes are higher because you're in prison.
well, this made me think about this whole thing last week when they announced. First of all, they're very close to coming up with anti-aging medicine that or anti-aging treatment that will really thwart aging in people. It's like, well, now that I'm old, should I be bitter at young people who have this opportunity to have longer, healthier lives because I'll be dead soon anyway? And
no pill
I missed it.
comes without side effects, Matt. They're gonna take it and something's gonna happen. So don't worry about it.
Monkeypox? They're gonna get monkeypox.
Don't worry about it. I don't know why they want to.
The world's overpopulated, right? So if you keep the old people around, then we're going to run out of food.
Right, no, this wasn't old people. This was keeping people young, anti-aging stuff. It
Right.
wasn't
What I mean is, people aren't getting old and dying as they should.
Right. Yeah.
Just being crushed into the eternal grinder of the universe. That's what that.
It is. To me, it's not even about that. Like, I'm fine with if you want to kill me after 80 years, but if I still have the body of a 20-year-old at 80 years old, you can tell me you only get 80 to 100 years anyway. That's all we're going to allow you to live. But we'll let you live a life of a 20-year-old for that full 80 years. I'd be down with that. But it's too late for me. You know what I mean? Anti-aging stuff. Keep your body young, keep your mind young. Be able to do the things you can do when you're young. Just you're not young.
And we want to stay on this earth more because why?
No, I don't. I don't want to say.
why?
I want to. I'd be ready to die tomorrow. But if I could live today like a 23-year-old instead of a 63-year-old, that would be cool. If I had the body I had at 23, or could do the things I did at 23, and knew I was going to die tomorrow, I'd take that deal.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know about living too much longer, but you definitely take a bit when you got a bit of wisdom here to use.
Yeah.
To be able to use the meat part of it.
Just to feel good. Every day, and I complain about a lot of stuff, but every day when you get to this point, you deal with things. Your body is falling apart in little tiny little steps, and you just long for those days where you could get out of bed without anything hurting in the morning.
Poor Matt. Let's get the violins.
Not poor Matt. It's just the quality of life for a young person. I think you take it for granted when you're young.
Oh, yeah. You can go out. Well, when I was 20, I'd be out drinking until whatever. Right. And then up 3 hours later, ready to go for work or whatever it was. Like, let's go, bounce out of bed, no problems, no aches and pains, run to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now it takes me an hour just to stop walking like a zombie in the morning. Coffee, shower.
Right.
Rearrange everything. But when I get up, I'm walking like this for about 2 minutes, and then it'll start to loosen up.
Yeah, when
Very
I get home
sexy.
from a gig, like when I was a kid, I could gig 7 days a week and like really go at it hard. Now one gig, I get out of the van at night and I'm like a hobbled old man. I can't wait to get into the hot
You're up
tub.
late for you. You're up late. You're holding your guitar for hours. It's
Yeah.
stressing your body out, man. Even for me, I'm not doing anything, but just the traveling to and from and thinking about it and that kind of mental.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you just turned yourself off. What? Oh, now you're sideways. Now you.
Oh, that her, not me.
She's crazy.
She's hitting the kids. She's hitting the kids. We're just getting flashes like the bit in Dust to Dawn where you see the murdered hostage. You're just going to see a kid fly across the screen.
That was a good sigh. That sigh made me feel better. So I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the week. Should I just cancel the old show? I have a guest Thursday, a female comedian, Katie Felton, who, I don't get a lot.
The Austin one.
Huh?
Is this the one that's now in Austin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the week. This morning, I was surprised to get a call from Vegas this morning, a lady comedian out there. But I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the week. I really don't. She's back. Why is she back? She didn't have to come back.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you're on the bottom. Well, you're welcome back. You didn't have to come back.
Wobbling. Ooh. No, my alarm goes off. That reminds me to go back on the show. So it turns everything off. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, I kept you for almost an hour now. And
why don't you take one of those days off and just not do a show and go and do something else?
I wanted to do that today. I was thinking, I could take care of the business stuff because I really have to get these sponsorship letters out, and I got to do all this stuff, and it's like it's wearing me down, man. It's wearing me down.
Koa Coffee can sponsor me. This is really good coffee. This is Koa Coffee.
I'm enjoying my coffee right now. Thank you, Koa.
Oh, you love your
Sorry
coffee.
for the horrible things I've said about you. Thank you.
Tonight I have a guy who's a filmmaker on, and he's got a book out called A Degree in Homelessness. It's about kids who, people going to college and ending up their degree with a mountain of debt, and their degree is not qualifying them to get any work. And so it's about how to avoid the trap of wasting all your money on college and then coming out and ended up homeless anyway. His book is called A Degree in Homelessness.
Student debt in the US is wild because in the UK where I am, you get a student debt and you get a loan, but it's not a real loan. It doesn't affect your credit, and no one will ever come after you for it. You only have to pay it back. You only have to pay it back if you earn a salary over a threshold, and you just do a bit. Like I pay whatever it is a month. I don't even think about it. It's just taken from my whatever I earn, just goes in there.
Well, that goes in the US. It goes back whenever we talk about college debt relief. It comes back to this bitterness of people who, like me, who spent 23 years paying off his student loan, and now, well, I did it. I had to suffer. Why should they get a break?
Yeah,
I don't feel that
society has to progress, right? It's like, unfortunately, some people are going to feel that they get, like my granddad didn't have the internet. He probably would have liked it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And he
That's
didn't
my father.
I never had the cure for baldness when I was young. If I would have had the cure for baldness when I was young, I probably would have taken it. But now it's like, who needs it?
But it suits you. It's fine.
I'm fine with it, believe me. But it's just, I mean, all these things, and again, the pill that could, anti-aging pill, that all these things I didn't have. I can't be bitter about it. You got to wish young people well. I hope your life is better than mine was.
All that glitters is not gold. I mean, all these kids get handouts and they're big jerks. I was on the beach for 2 days and I was just watching these kids. I'm like, wow, look at them.
Beach for 2 days.
I was on the beach watching these kids.
And you're complaining about people complaining while you're on the beach for 2 days.
I wasn't complaining. I was relaxing, but I was people watching under my sunglasses.
And you were looking at these damn kids. You were like an you were like an old lady. Look at these damn kids. In my day, we didn't.
No. I just kind of shake my head and like, wow. But
yeah, you still. I look at them like they're in a zoo. Like I'm not. I can be relaxing on near a beach,
Yeah.
or whatever, or a nice restaurant. But I can just see someone.
Yeah.
They're 21. They've got ridiculous expensive shit everywhere. The most expensive phone. They're just on Instagram the whole time.
oh yeah,
Probably earning thousands a month of Instagram
selfies
posts and
on the
selfies.
beach.
And
Yeah.
yeah, but sometimes I'm like, what? Even I don't even understand.
No.
It's a different world.
You know what I see? I see like a bunch of girls all the time taking pictures of one girl, and then they'll switch and then they'll take a picture of the other girl. And I'm just like, well, more
Yeah,
beach for me.
Because when you see the Instagram post and it's just perfect, right, or whatever
Yeah,
it is, it's a perfect look, and then you see them taking it in real life. I saw some on the beach last week, and I swear it's 500 pictures, and they're like,
right,
just the whole time. And I remember I tweeted about this. If you're a guy and you're taking pictures of your girlfriend like that at the restaurant, that's going on her Tinder in like 3 months. Just remember that.
Right.
Just remember. She's looking nice.
Now, Tinder is what? It's a dating app or something. So,
No,
it's like a hookup app.
Yeah.
App.
So I was surprised that Matt knew about it. I was like, "Excuse me."
He's pretending not to know. He's on it now.
Not this Matt. No.
No, my Matt. Yeah.
She got a Matt of her own. She's Mattful.
I have a lot of Matts
in the UK. It's probably both. It's probably both. Everyone's on it anyway, like Facebook, right?
So explain to me now. So if I went on there, I could just say like somebody in North Shore of Long Island ready to hook up for sex today, and I could get laid today.
Well, maybe don't write that. Just picture of yourself with your guitar and microphone, and just say a little bit about yourself. Set one up. Please set one up for the show.
It's scary. What if it's like a serial killer or something? I always got worried with my friend.
But
she would do it all the time.
Don't give them any information unless you're sure they're not a serial killer.
Where do you meet though? Where do you meet? At your house? Oh, public.
No, that's wild. People do though. People come over, and so that's how people get killed.
So here's my profile description: married old man with broken down body, bald and with
borderline
bad teeth and a dyed
shiny
mustache.
Head.
With a soft drink shortened penis that doesn't really work that much anymore. Seeks hot young supermodel.
Yeah. Seeks 21-year-old mentally damaged, not quite retarded, but slightly with father issues.
Right.
I've written it.
Oh yeah, wow.
And what I'm looking for is all the way, the highest standard.
I'm looking for someone not dumb enough that's going to shit themselves all the time, but someone that will just have pillow fights. That's the extent of their mental capacity.
So
that's what my dad. That's my father's like a player, and he says the perfect woman is a woman with a beautiful body and a lobotomy. And that's what he says. He's looking for a woman who's been
I don't know about that. No, because then
with a beautiful body.
You want to be.
You've got to feed them and stuff.
You want to be functional. Yeah. You just want them to be a mute. That's all you really want. Just
that's
be
what
a
he
mute.
says. A mute. That's what he says. The perfect woman is a mute or has a lobotomy. This is my
just
father.
Had her vocal cords damaged when she was young and can't speak. That's what. But she's smart enough to take care of herself, take care of you, and like be your constant waitress and handmaid, housemaid, and all that kind of stuff, but not able to speak.
He dated this Chinese woman once who didn't speak any English. And it was really awkward because we all went on his boat and then we went to the beach and she was just in the background. Okay, Frank. And she's just oiling herself up and tanning. And we were all talking. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, Christine's still here.
She knows English. She's playing the long game. She knows exactly what's going on. She's going, you don't understand. And then she's just writing down the bank details.
He was a sugar daddy for her, but he didn't mind. He didn't care.
So Ted, I want to. How did you react to this? I looked at my 16-year-old niece's IG last night, and she's got pictures of herself in her underwear. What did you do? Did you have a conversation with her? Did you tell her parents? What was your reaction to that?
This is. I have nieces.
Wow.
Right? They're a little bit older now. So this is what I do. I do not look. If I'm scrolling something, and even if it's a regular post, I'm like, I'm not involved in this. And if it keeps coming up, I'm soft muting them It's not, because people have lives, man. And you think, you think back to when we were all 16. I'm sure, what are you doing? You're looking for boys and girls, right? Or whatever, blocks of cheese, whatever you're into. So I've seen it from my own nieces, and when you see them for the first time with their first boyfriend, that's difficult. That's difficult. It's like, this guy. Then you've got to think back, just to leave it. They'll make their little mistakes.
Right.
When I first met my wife, I went to her father's house where she grew up, and family dinner, and she had a 14-year-old niece who had a boyfriend who was 40 years old who just got out of jail. And they both had, like exactly, like who's letting this happen? This guy should be taken out. And that was my instinct, was to take the guy out because he was present and he was being a arrogant, smart ass and like treating her father with a lot of disrespect.
Yeah.
And my instinct was to take the guy out and just break him in pieces.
If you're going to turn up to a family party with a really young girlfriend, at least be polite. At the very least, be polite and nice to everyone. Right? You're already on a tightrope.
And he just got out of jail. He's 40 years old, just got out of jail. And he's got a 14-year-old girlfriend. Like, wait a minute.
Whoa, that's pedophilia.
14.
He needs to go back to jail. He needs to go back to jail.
I was thinking
that's
like
illegal.
19, 14.
No,
14.
That's illegal. No, he needs to be hung by his wiener.
Well, she didn't turn out well.
Territory.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, no, but it's partly on the mother who raised the girl who would want that. I would if I had a 14-year-old daughter, which I don't. There's no way my 14-year-old daughter would be interested in that, or because I raised her better than that.
Right.
She did not. She did not turn out well. Beyond that, and there was a time like shortly after that where she came to this house, and we were having a party, and I was left in the living room with just her, and I went to my wife immediately and said, "Don't ever leave her in the same room with me in a private situation ever again, because this is the kind of girl who will invent things or just expose herself to me and then kind of say he made me do it. I don't want to. Don't leave me in a compromising situation with this girl. I don't trust her. She's bad news." And life did not turn out well for her.
Wow.
It's tough, and I'm sure that to be honest with you, like we said about teenagers the other day, even some parents really do their best, and the kids are technically right, but something can make them go off the rails in some way. Their friends or whatever. It is tough, but it's difficult. But yeah, luckily my nieces and stuff, they're with people their own age. They're getting older now anyway. That my sister's way older than me, and she had kids young. But it's just it's weird to see the first time. And you can't Ted also you could never go, and if you start, even if you're a parent, and start shouting at them about this, it's not gonna. They're more likely to just do it in secret.
More. Right? Oh yeah.
Do it more or do it in secret, which is way worse. So
that was my teenage years, and my mom still blames me. Whenever we talk, it turns into a full. It'll be nice for a couple months, and then she'll turn around and say all the terrible things I did when I was 15, 16, 17. So most recently, our most recent blowout, she's, was accusing me of how terrible I was as a teenager. And I said, I hope you can forgive me. I'm so sorry, because I'm 30 now and I still do those things. I still sneak out at night and, drink.
Well, I would turn around. I was a bad teenager. Who raised me?
Yeah.
You can't go there. No, she could do no wrong. And I really wish her all the happiness, but I haven't blocked her. I still pray for her, and I wish that she
comments on the YouTube videos. Believe me,
Still?
she's no fan of mine.
She's no fan of mine. She thinks I'm the most, and she told me to tell my brother to not be like me. She told me that. She said,
"I'll stop calling her too. I'll stop calling her. I'll never text her again."
Yeah. I mean, no, you could do whatever you want. You could still continue to date her, but
Carl, do you know who Eva Lovia is? Eva Lovia?
Sure.
She's a porn star.
Okay, maybe I won't Google it on there.
That's why I thought yeah, don't Google it. Eva.
My mother.
Eva Lovia. I don't know if you pronounce it Lovia or Lovia or She was a guest on the Mind Dog TV podcast, and she told me that she started having fantasies about doing pornography when she was 4 years old.
Oh, come on. What?
I mean, something happened, didn't it?
What puts that idea in a kid's head?
How does she know what it is? First of all, for she's seen it, right?
Right.
Where's that? Is it Uncle Jerry?
Oh my
Right.
God.
That's exactly like where do the ideas come from a 4-year-old? But
Wow.
I think a lot of my wife told me when my stepdaughter was in high school that she would say that a lot of her classmates at 15, 14 years old were talking about being in porn when they got out of high school, and some of them were already trying to pursue it, like putting ads in, I don't know, whatever magazines that or online places where you would advertise for opportunities and that. But there were a lot of young girls and teenagers in high school already pursuing that. So the reason I even brought that up is it seems like there's a lot of young girls. When I hate to say it, like my day as an old man, but in my day, it was girls didn't want to be seen as a slut or promiscuous in any way. And there was one girl who was in Hustler magazine. It was like the scandal of all scandals. Like how could she? A girl next door contest, whatever it was.
Right.
And but it wasn't something that they would admit to wanting, even if they did want it. Now it seems like it's the thing that young girls aspire to. Like,
do you
being
think
porn
go
star
back
school.
to, do you think it's teaching sex ed in school? We had that discussion before, where you're teaching them way too early.
I think it's a lack of teaching
No, 'cause
proper sex ed, and parents negating their responsibility to teach responsibility.
I don't know. I think they bring it on way too early. I think kids are not ready for that. And I think it's culture.
Clinical sex education.
Well,
is
clinical is you get your period, or this is what happens to you. But
Right.
they do tell you. I mean, I remember them telling me, in 6th grade what happens and what you do, and I was like, what? I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about whatever as a 6th grader. But and it's also culture. It's also the songs that parents allow. I mean, you can't tell your kid what not to listen to, but I don't know how half of these songs get on the radio and the music videos. They're just disgusting and tasteless.
There's always been songs that talk about.
Yeah, but it's so far now. It's so far. Like back in the 80s, there's more innuendos and like you kind of had to be older to know what they were talking about. Now it's like right in your face. Like I eat that.
They've got phones, right? It's technology as well, because a lot of 10, 11-year-olds have got a smartphone and they can see everything. And
I knew all about sex long before sex education.
Well, Matt, that's because you're different. That's because you're just a crazy guy.
No, everybody. By the time we got to a sex education class, because it was 6th grade, everybody I knew. I remember Richie Esposito being a smartass and raising his hand and saying, "What's a blowjob?" But we all knew what a blowjob was. He was just doing that to provoke the teacher.
I didn't know what that was. I didn't know. What was I, 11? Well, I think maybe men.
I
maybe
knew like at
guys
7 or something.
I can't vouch for the rest of the world. I don't know if it's my daughter's 7. Oh, God forbid. I think I would kill somebody.
Yeah. Well, I remember like first and middle school here, like 5 to 9. It's like 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade and stuff. And then the next few years, I remember at the middle, I guess, to like 8, 9, 10, we had whores, but just like 2, but just two of them. But they would have been dating like the top year. So if they were 9, no, hang on, let me work this out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay,
we're doing math here.
Some of the 9-year-olds might have been dating the 11-year-olds, right? And then when we go into the secondary school, when they go in there at 11 or 12, I can't remember now what year we went in, 12, I think. Some of those were then dating 16, 17.
Oh.
Because I remember being around quite young girls and they're going, "Oh yeah, my boyfriend's got a van." There's normally one with a van,
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Same thing. But it's, But yeah, we had some, I guess, predatory girls at 10, 11, 12.
Wow.
It's just like if I think about the whole, like 150 kids, like
Only
I can
no.
remember 3 or 4.
Yo, you're on the air. I want because we're having a discussion about people having sex young. Now,
Who is this?
I'm just trying to refresh my memory. There was a girl named, I don't want to say her last name, but when we were in Scudder Avenue, there was a girl named Teresa from the West Side. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
How old was?
He's
were
never
we
washed
when
that
people
hand.
started banging her?
Oh, geez. I guess around 11, 12.
All right. 11
Something like that.
11
This
to
isn't
12
last
having
Wednesday,
sex,
though, right?
active sex. I thought it was before that. I thought it was actually in elementary school, before junior high school.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I know. Try to think. Trying to think is a difficult thing. No, because
The Rolodex.
the porn star that I interviewed, she told me she started having fantasies about being a porn star at 4 years old. And so we were talking about sex education in school. I remember gym teacher gave us class, and Richie Esposito said, but he said, "What's a blowjob?" But we all knew what a blowjob was by the time.
No, it
6th
wasn't
grade.
the gym teacher.
I thought
The
it was
girls.
Mr. Ola.
No, the girls took they took the girls into a room to teach them about puberty, their
And
period and that
periods and
kind of
stuff,
stuff.
right? Yeah.
So we started asking, we wanted to know what was going on, why, and Mr. Tartamella
Oh,
came in.
Tartamella, right.
Remember, he was the other 5th grade teacher.
But Richie Esposito said, "What's a blowjob?" Right? You remember that?
Listen, the funniest thing was when the doctor used to do the physicals.
Right, Dr. Giorgini.
And yeah, and you used to have to go behind the screen, and he'd touch you by your, the crotch area.
Yeah,
and tell you to
he
cough.
grab your balls. We can say that.
Yeah, and
the finger up the
Ryan
arse.
Frankel, I remember went in there, and all of a sudden you heard. That was the funniest thing. I'll never forget that. He just started laughing with that Frankenstein laugh.
All right. Well, thanks for that. I'm letting you go again. I just wanted to get refreshed on what, because I know she was pretty promiscuous. She had quite a few guys who at least claim they had full on fucked her.
Oh, well, that's all we did when we were kids. We hunted around for tail,
Yeah.
We wanted to find them dirty girls.
Yeah. All right.
I'm
Thanks.
standing right now. I'm standing about maybe 30 feet from where I lost my virginity. It was in the woods.
He's
Right.
never left. He's never left. He built his house on it.
Before I let you go, the bodies that washed up in the canal. A body washed up in the canal right by you, right?
Right next to my house, yeah.
Right next to where you live now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we were talking about that this morning. And that guy was a murder case, right?
I'm not sure. All I know is that we found the body, and one of the parents called the police.
Floating in the canal, right?
Yeah, well, it was up against the shore. Like it washed up against the little beach where the Indian Island Bridge used to be.
Right.
And we found it, and we told the adults. They called the police. They came down, and I remember the detective. He needed to use a phone. They didn't have cell phones then, so Ronnie was the closest one. Ronnie lived the closest, so he walked over to Ronnie's house with us, and he used Ronnie's phone. And while he was on Ronnie's phone, I told Ronnie, "Oh, Ron, he was just touching that dead guy. Now he's touching your phone." Oh my God! He panicked. He went nuts. He started yelling and screaming. He flipped up. It was the funniest thing. I got him good. Oh, he was yelling and everything at the cop and everything.
Right. He was a germaphobe too, bro. All right, cool. All right, I'm letting you go. Thanks, man.
All right, dog.
Bye.
Bye.
Sounds like a scene from Stand By Me.
Who was that?
That was Ralph. That was Andrew Dice
Who's
Clay.
Ralph?
That's who that was. You'll probably, if we have a gig this Friday, I'll point him out to you. He'll probably be there.
He's a friend of yours?
Yeah, Ralphie. He's from the old neighborhood. Ralphie.
Sounds like my father. I thought you were calling my father.
No, it was Andrew Dice Clay. That's who it was.
Of course.
Somebody yesterday said he sounded like Jackie Mason. I don't hear that. I could get the Andrew Dice Clay reference, but I don't see a Jackie Mason in him at all. So yeah, so this girl in He says 11 years old, and that's junior high school. But she was, I know, kids lie, guys lie. We know that. But I know she had sex with him around that age. But other guys, probably about 15, 20 guys who said they had sex with her.
Jesus Christ.
11.
Yeah, there's always a couple of whores. But
Yeah.
you got to think what happened in there. It's like the bully, right? What happened in the bully's house? Well, we know he probably got his head beaten in by his dad
Right,
every
right,
weekend.
right.
Something's happened to the girl who's
Right.
going out with someone in a van.
Right.
You know,
I'm saying goodbye to Govs. Bye, Govs.